The medical pod hissed open, and John's lungs burned with their first breath in 50 years. His eyes struggled against the harsh white light, vision blurring as consciousness dragged him from cryogenic darkness. The last thing he remembered was fire, arrows laced with Zetherian venom piercing his chest, and small purple hands reaching for him as he fell. "Commander Chen," a voice whispered, trembling with emotion, "you've returned to us." John's vision cleared slowly. A woman knelt beside his pod, her lavender skin marked with intricate silver tattoos that denoted high rank among the Xylo people. Her forearms were folded in the traditional gesture of deepest respect, and tears streamed down her angular face. Behind her, an entire council of Xylo officials stood with heads bowed. Where am I?" John's voice cracked, throat dry as dust. "You are home, Commander, home among those who owe you everything." The woman's voice caught. "Do you not recognize me?" John studied her face, the large amber eyes, the delicate ridge along her forehead. Something familiar tugged at his memory. "Elsa?" The woman? No, the queen, judging by the crown of living crystal growing from her temples, let out a sob. "You remember?" How could he forget? 50 years ago, Earth had sent its first diplomatic mission to Xylo Prime. John had been head of security, a former Marine tasked with protecting Ambassador Rodriguez and his small team. The Xylo were a peaceful species, their civilization built on art, philosophy, and mathematics. They had welcomed humanity with open arms. Then the Zetherians attacked. John could still see it clearly, the rebel faction ambushing their peaceful gathering in the Crystal Gardens. Ambassador Rodriguez falling first, then Dr. Patel. The Xylo guards, untrained for combat, freezing in terror. And there, in the center of the chaos, a small Xylo child, the Chancellor's daughter, standing paralyzed as 3 Zetherian warriors drew their bows, arrows dripping with the venom that had already killed his crewmates. He hadn't thought. He'd simply moved. "You threw yourself over me," Elsa said, her voice barely above a whisper. 7 arrows meant for a child. The venom should have killed you instantly, but you were human. Stubborn, impossible humans with your redundant organs and your refusal to die easily. John touched his chest, feeling the raised scars beneath the medical gown. "The med team got me into cryo before the venom reached my heart. I remember, hoping the engineers could develop a cure." "They did," Elsa said, rising gracefully to her feet. She was tall now, elegant, every inch a ruler. "It took them 47 years, 3 months, and 16 days. Every single day I visited your pod. Every single day I promised I would see you wake." She gestured, and the council members approached, each carrying items. "The Zetherians were neutralized within a year of your sacrifice. Your actions gave us time to call for help, to rally our defenses. But more than that, you showed us what courage truly meant. A human on our world for merely 3 months, giving his life for a Xylo child he barely knew." One council member presented a uniform, not Earth military, but something new. Deep blue fabric with silver threading, marked with symbols John didn't recognize. "After the attack, my father, may his light shine eternal, changed everything," Elsa continued. "He realized we had grown too passive, too dependent on our peaceful nature. We needed to learn to defend ourselves, to protect the innocent, as you had protected me. He founded the Guardian Corps, modeled after human military structure but infused with Xylo principles. We now train every citizen in both arts and defense." Another council member brought forth a crystal tablet, hovering it before John. It displayed images. Xylo soldiers training alongside humans, joint Earth-Xylo space stations, children of both species learning together. "Earth became our closest ally," Elsa said. "When we told your people what you'd done, they sent teachers, trainers, engineers." The Terran-Xylo alliance now spans 17 star systems. Our cultures have intertwined so completely that human children learn Xylo mathematics, and our young study human literature. John's head spun. 17 systems? We barely had 3 colonies when 50 years, Commander. 50 years of cooperation, of shared growth. Elsa's amber eyes gleamed. And it all began because one human decided a child's life, any child's life, was worth dying for. She reached out with one delicate hand, and John took it. Her skin was warm, her grip surprisingly strong. "My father passed 12 years ago," she said softly. "In his will, he left instructions. When you woke, when, not if, because he never doubted, you were to be offered a choice. Return to Earth as a hero, with full military honors and a pension that would make you wealthy beyond measure. Or? Elsa smiled, and suddenly John could see the child she'd been, bright-eyed, curious, full of wonder. "Or stay here. Help me lead. The Guardian Corps needs a commander who truly understands what it means to protect. Someone who doesn't just know the tactics, but feels the why in his bones." John looked at the uniform, then at Elsa, then at the council members. Through the crystalline walls, he could see Xylo Prime, a planet transformed. Defensive platforms orbited gracefully among the clouds. Xylo and human ships docked at shared stations. And in the gardens below, children of both species played together, protected by guards who would, like he had, give everything to keep them safe. "I was a soldier," John said slowly. "Soldiers don't retire until the mission's complete." "And is it?" Elsa asked. "Complete?" John thought of the child who'd become a queen, of the alliance born from tragedy, of all the lives that now flourished because of a single choice made in a moment of crisis. He thought of Earth, of home, but he also thought of how home could be more than a planet. It could be a purpose. "No," he said, gripping her hand tighter. "I don't think it is." Elsa's smile could have lit the stars. "Then welcome home, Commander Chen. We've been waiting for you." As the council erupted in cheers and John accepted the uniform of the Guardian Corps, he realized the truth that humanity had been teaching the galaxy for 50 years. Heroes weren't made by genetics or technology. They were made by choices, and humans, stubborn and impossible as they were, would always choose to protect the innocent, even if it took 50 years to finish the job.